There is one thing that every filmmaker will experience. Getting your first ever camera. For some, that first camera might be a phone. For others, maybe it's something a bit more retro. But me personally, it was a Nikon D3200. There have been a few upgrades to my gear since, but we all gotta start somewhere. You don't need to necessarily get the best camera right away, just the best one to tell your story. Right now though, I need to pack my bag because we've got a shoot to get to and I'm cutting it very close. I figured though, whilst I pack, I could actually run you guys through all the stuff that I use. But before we talk about what gear I've selected, we should probably talk about why, or in other words, my gear philosophy. I only have 4 things I need every piece of gear to do. Number 1, helps achieve my creative vision. Now this could just be the image quality from the camera, giving me stuff like 10-bit log recording, or purely just the gear I use to hold my camera, stuff like tripods, because without that, it's really hard to solo shoot. 2, it must be lightweight-ish. I spend a lot of time walking around, and I don't want to be carrying more weight than I necessarily have to. 3, I have to be able to afford it. I am definitely not made of money, and camera gear can get super expensive. 4, it needs to bring me joy to use. I have picked up many a camera and just not enjoyed using it. Looking at you, Panasonic. And if the experience of using a camera isn't a positive one, that's just another barrier to me getting out and shooting. And if anything doesn't fit all 4 of these, well, it's not making the cut. So let's talk about the things that did make it. So of course, I've got to pull all this gear in something. And in this case, it's my WANDRD Provoke backpack, the 21-litre version to be exact. This thing is great, it's super durable, and it has tons of pockets. Like, this thing is just full of them. I don't generally use this top flap to actually access the bag unless I'm tossing in stuff like snacks or clothes. So let's crack it open. So the layout of this bag actually changes almost every adventure I go on, purely because I'm always bringing different cameras with me. But in this top flap here, that's where I actually carry my laptop whenever I'm traveling. It's a 2023 MacBook Pro with an M2 Pro and 32GB of RAM. So I always have my FX30 in here. It's the thing I shoot every single one of my videos on, and it's what you're seeing right now. Attached to that, 90% of the time is this lens, the Sigma 18-50 2.8. I don't know what kind of mad witchcraft they cooked up, but it is amazing because it's tiny, it has a crazy close focusing distance to the point where it's almost a macro lens. The only downside is it doesn't have any image stabilization, but majority of the time my camera's on a tripod anyway, so who cares? For the other like 10% of the time when I'm vlogging or I need wide angle shots like this, I use my Sigma 10-18. Alongside that, I generally try and take one of 2 cameras. The first is my little point and shoot. It's a Canon Prima Mini. The other one is my Nikon F2 with a 50mm pancake lens on the front. These are both really great cameras to have, but I think I need to get something that kind of combines the 2. I guess that's a spoiler for an upcoming video, so you'll have to wait and see that one. For today, I'm definitely not gonna bring the F2. I will just bring my little point and shoot because this thing is too heavy to be running around the city carrying when I don't actually need it. The last bit of kit that lives in here is my audio, which I have 2 things for. The first is my Wireless Pros. It's what you're hearing right now. Whenever I'm wearing a lav, that's what I'm using. You've got charging case with the little units, and most of the time I bring along the accessory case, which I also store the lavs in the bottom of as well. If I'm filming some vlogging or more B-roll where I'm not actually talking, that's where I use my shotgun mic. This is great because it doesn't need any cables. I just leave it on auto and it does everything for me. Just a little good piece of kit that I added recently. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you'd moved. This top compartment here, it's mostly just a dumping ground for the different bits that I don't have a good place to store a lot of the time. And not all of them come with me, but let's go through what we're packing in today. So this is a little mini tripod. It's great, especially for places like IKEA, where setting up a big tripod, you're probably gonna get told off. Not gonna bring this today because I'm gonna be bringing my bigger tripod. Spare batteries, I'll generally have 2 plus the one in my camera. These are my 2 ND filters. They're exactly the same. I've just got one in each different size for my lenses. Can't forget my AirPod Pros. I edit my videos on them, I listen to music, I run with them. I basically take these everywhere I go, and they have been amazing. Can't forget one of the coolest tools I've invested in, my Magic arms with little clamps on the end. I'm gonna be bringing these today because there's one specific shot which I'm gonna be using them for. Hopefully it turns out pretty well. Finally, I've also got my iPhone in here. This is a 15 Pro. The reason I like to bring this around is it can also shoot in log, and it works great as a second camera. It's not amazing, especially in low light, but in a pinch, it can get the job done. There are a few pieces I should mention, even though I'm not taking them to this shoot right now. I do use them a fair bit in my creative work for creating these videos, especially here at home. First thing is this C-stand. It's a newer C-stand. I got it like 2 years ago. I can use it for my top downs. My light mostly lives on it. It's just really sturdy, and I've got a sandbag so I don't, have it tip over on me or anything like that. I've then also got my Amaran 60X, which I use this big aperture softbox on. It is how I light 90% of the stuff in my videos. And I also have this Amaran P2TC tube. It's actually RGB, and it's great for putting in small places when bigger light won't fit, or for using in case I need a little bit of a fill sometimes. That's all the extra gear that I have, so let's finish packing up this bad boy. On the outside of the bag, I've got my clip here. If I'm ever out shooting, AFX30 pretty much lives on here with the shotgun, just so it's a lot easier to access it in case I find some shots that I want to grab super, super quickly. Up the top, we've got this sneaky little hidden zipper. That's where I keep my SD cards and any other, wallet keys. I should probably not tell you that. Finally, on the side, that's where my tripod goes. It's made by Neewer. It is a LT35 tripod. It does a pretty good job. That's pretty much everything I keep in my bag though. It can get a little bit heavy at times, but I guess that's a sacrifice you gotta make for shooting content, right? I'm running late, which is not good. So I'm sorry, I gotta go. Wait, did you guys wanna come with me? Yeah, we gotta leave right now. You sure? Positive? All right, let's go. And oh boy, we're taking the bike because we got to get that express baby, and we got to get there. So let's go. All right, we're almost there. But why are you standing there? We gotta get moving, man. Come on, let's go. We gotta get there. We gotta get a coffee because I'm very tired. So we need to do that right now. Okay, I'm here. I know. All right, geez, cut me some slack, all right? So, despite being rather late, what's the plan for today though? We're shooting some content, shooting short form content, which I don't do very much.
I'm honestly so excited for today. It's this is the first time I'm filming with another filmmaker. I know, and a little bit nervous, to be honest.
I'm quite excited to make this because this is your idea. When we hung out the first time, you're like, I've got this idea and we're gonna make this. And I was like, cool.
We had a script and everything, but we're also gonna go with the flow.
I don't know how to end these scenes. So I feel like I'm just gonna keep talking and just randomly cut myself. You gotta show me how easy it is.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
So easy.
This is some bullshit. This tripod, the fact that it is so much easier to set up than mine, I'm not happy about this.
Are you
not happy.
About my tripod?
I'm not talking shit about anything. Well, we've been filming this whole time. I feel like we've gotten some good stuff. We're gonna catch the ferry now. The ferry
To Caraba Point.
exciting.
Exciting, and that's actually where I catch my ferry every day.
All right, and what do you?
And we always have to bring snack when we go filming.
So I have learned today that we need to bring snacks because I don't normally bring snacks. So we're gonna try some of this waffle. Dink it. I have two thoughts. The first one is, that's really tasty. The second thought is, it doesn't taste like a waffle, it tastes like brioche.
It looks like a waffle.
We're gonna catch the ferry now. I'm gonna go shoot some more stuff. Insert cool cinematic ferry shots and music. Boom. Content finished. I think we finished shooting the short form video and there's this lovely background behind us. How do you feel today went?
So I say I was a little bit nervous at first, like filming with another filmmaker was the first time, but I had a lot of fun, which is important.
This is the point in the video where you should plug your Instagram, because I'll link it in the comments, but you should tell where people find you. Like where can they find you? What's your Instagram handle?
Here.
Oh, I'm just
here, here.
You're gonna make me track it on the screen. Okay, fair enough. I do have one other question. Like we're finished shooting the short form stuff, but I need to film some rest of stuff for this video actually. Do you reckon you'd be able to like help me carry a C-stand across Sydney? Is that something you'd be able to like, no? Oh.
I gotta go.
Oh, okay. I want this video to be a letter to my past self. The younger version of me that would stay up into the late hours of the night watching gear reviews on just every single thing I could. I was so busy being focused on buying the latest and greatest cinematic camera that I forgot about what actually matters. Going out there and telling stories for the hell of it. You're never less of a creator just because you don't have the latest iPhone or camera. If you have what you need to tell your story, then it's enough. I have seen filmmakers out there that have made stuff on their phones that I could only ever dream of creating with my camera. But if you were to leave this video with one thought and one thought only, I would want it to be this. It does not matter what you have, but how you use it. I promise.